What's up, Load Up family? It's your girl, Courtney B. The B stands for brand, stands for band, stands for business, because I get straight down to business, honey. Every time, all the time. But no, if you're new here, I am a female entrepreneur advocate. I believe that women deserve to make a lot of money, and we do not have to work hard to get it. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have to work for it. I'm saying that we don't have to work hard to earn a lot of money, and I like to, show women how to do that. But that's not why we're here today. I'm here today because I got some real cute little flowers for Trader Joe's. So I'm gonna put this little arrangement together. But I did want to get on here and talk about all of this commotion that's going around with Auntie Tab and what she said on her platform. How y'all mad about what somebody said on their own platform? I don't get it. But yes, we're gonna get right into it, baby. It's been a long day. I didn't flat iron my hair today. I ain't do nothing. I just went to the office, packed orders, and here I am, and I just been seeing everybody been having so much to say. So I just wanted to hop on here and kind of just give a little bit about my story and what I did and how I did this thing and my whole take on what Auntie Tab said or whatever. So I'm gonna drop a little bit of her somebody at my front door. It's Amazon. But no, I'm gonna drop a little clip of what she had to say right here. Take a look.
And you're doing a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, you done got yourself in some mess, and it's time for you to get a job. You hear me? You just gonna need to get a job for a little while. Okay, it don't mean your ideas ain't good. Okay, don't mean that maybe one day you could be a good entrepreneur. But you have proven to yourself and everybody else that you owe money to. Okay?
All right. Okay. Now, how are y'all mad and upset with somebody because of their own, first of all, opinion, second of all, their own story, and just some really good sound advice? Let's just be honest, y'all. That was some really good sound advice, okay? So let's break this thing down. Let me talk about me first, right? So I started my first business in 2018. And I actually started selling athleisure wear, athletic wear, things of that sort. And I was still working a full-time job. I always knew that I was going to do entrepreneurship in some kind of form or fashion, but I just didn't know how exactly it would work. But I always knew that it was going to work out where I was going to have my own business in some way or form, right? So I started working. I ended up getting this job, and it was a call center job. And y'all, when I tell you, that was one of the worst jobs I've ever had in my life. In my entire 0 out of 10 do not recommend. No. No shade to nobody that's doing it. But y'all, it's no way that a company is just allowing people to be paid to get cussed out every day. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I understand that the people weren't mad, at me, all of these things. They really were mad about the situation, but I'm just not the type of person that, really want to work a job where I'm not really able to help people. Where I was working, we really weren't able to help people for real. And I was at the bottom of the totem pole, baby. I was on the phone. So it really wasn't nothing I can do. I'm just getting all the upset customers, everybody cussing you out, mad, early in the morning, mad. And I get it. You calling for your check and you trying to see where your check is and where your funds are. I absolutely understand. Nevertheless, the whole time I was there, y'all, I was literally praying, writing out my prayers, believing that, God was going to put me in a better position, right? So even before I quit my job, the job I was working at the time, y'all, I applied for a better position, right? I passed the test. They told me I passed the test. They told me they would be calling me for an interview. These people never even considered me for an interview. But I was already working there, and 0 out of 10 I ain't gonna read it before I even go there. Anyway, I'm just saying the story. Just follow me here. Follow me. Just follow me. So I applied for the job that I didn't get. Now looking at it now, God was just protecting me. He knew I didn't want that position. But nevertheless, they didn't hire me. They didn't even, call me in for an interview. So I really started praying about what we was about to do. So I started having health problems. Like I had to get a heart monitor, had EKGs done, all kind of things, right? I'm like, this is too much to be coming from a job. Like, I don't care how much you're paying, how much you're trying to pay, how much, it's not worth it, right? So my husband ended up telling me, hey, I value, like, your peace and, just who you are over that job. So he told me that I could quit. Well, I had already been feeling the press of quitting the job anyway. But of course, I have literally worked my entire life. I got my first job. I got hired literally the day after my 16th birthday, like all kinds. So I've worked like my entire life. So that's why when I say that I believe women should be able to make a lot of money and not have to work hard to get it, baby, I mean that. How old am I? 32? I'm 32. I actually just turned 32 this year in July. I am 32. I had been working since I was 16. I ended up quitting that job back in 21. So I was about 29, 28 at the time. Y'all do the math. I don't remember. But yes, I had worked my entire life, and it is such a breath of fresh air to really just wake up on your own terms and just do what you enjoy to do, what you love to do. Let me get back on track though. Well, God had already been kind of prepping me and telling me to quit the job. I ended up going part-time first because I'm like, hold on. What we gonna do? Like, how we gonna be able to, like, stay afloat? My husband had just finished the fire academy, and, he was about to make more money and all kind of things, but still, like, going from two incomes to one income was like, that was a big sketch for me, but okay, cool, Lord, whatever you say, do. Well, I was a little disobedient, right? I ended up going part-time. Part-time was even worse because now you're still getting cussed out, you're still dealing with crazy management and all things, but now it's like, you're making less money, so it's definitely like, hey, it's definitely not worth this at all. So I quit with my 2 weeks notice in, okay? I'm like, okay, God had already been nudging me. I had kind of already been like, it's so much other stuff that I'm trying not to have this story so long, but it was other things that had kind of led up to like confirm that it was time for me to go. Anyway, y'all, I quit, and my business, y'all, like the business that we run now, that we own now, that is profitable, multiple six figures, things of that sort, it was nowhere. It was like, it wasn't even birthed yet, actually. I was still selling athletic wear where I was barely profiting. I was only selling to people I knew. It was not scaling, none of that. So the business that I'm running now, that we started in October of 21, I quit my job in April of 21, right? So everybody was telling me that I was crazy, that, you don't quit a job and you don't have 6 months saved and all of these things, yada, 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 right? Well, yeah, I guess the safe way to quit your job, or the safe way to do whatever it is, is to do the safe thing. So to have the 6 months saved, and, to have your bills paid up, and to do all of these things. But all I had was what God had told me to do, what I had already got confirmation about. That's all I had to lean on, right? So, y'all, I quit the job, and I did Instacart. Instacart was some of the hardest work I never did. Let me just say that, right? But I would so much rather do Instacart than the job that I had. Like, at the time, all I had to do was pay my what I had. Oh, my car note. At the time, like, my husband was like, I'll just cover everything. You good, so you can get your business up and going. You just cover your car note. Cool. So I'm over there calculating, hey, how many orders I need to do to make sure that I can get my car note, how much I need for the end of the week, how much I need for the end of the month, da-da-da-da-da. All right, cool. Y'all, anybody that has ever done Instacart before, that they paying pennies. I don't know what they paying now. This is back in 21, but they were paying pennies, okay? And if you did get like a higher end order or whatever, you had to drive so far for it. And, you know, you were basically like fighting tooth and nail to try to get it because so many other people were waiting to get the order as well. So it was just a lot going on, y'all. I sat in Publix parking lot many of days crying because I'm like, Lord, you told me to do this. You told me to quit. You told me to walk off my job. You told me that, you know, like this was the plan. Like this is what you had for me. Why it don't look like it? Like, why does it not look like what you said? Why am I still struggling? Why, like, I'm still, like, I'm not stressed. Now, granted, I ain't stressed no more like I was at the job, but it's still more of like if you told me to do this, why it don't look like your goodness? Why it doesn't look like the goodness of God right now, okay? All right, cool. So from there, we did Instacart. I had a friend that hired me to be their social media manager, to run a business for their business. And, you know, God was just continuing to show me, like, I got you. Like, just trust the process. Literally, that's all it was, y'all. I sat in that parking lot and I listened to, it's a song called All Things Working. All Things Working, literally. It's the name of the song. And I would just sit there and just play that over and over and over again. While I would shop those customers' orders, I would have my AirPods in and just listening to that song all over and over and over, because I know that all things are working. Even though it doesn't look like it right now, I know that all things are working. Fast forward, my business didn't really pick up until maybe like 22, right? So when my friends ended up hiring me to run their business, and they kind of opened up some income in some ways so that I can make more money while I was waiting for my business to pick up, right? Well, 22 came and we did incredible numbers because I ended up learning how to scale my business using Facebook ads. Well, I only was able to scale to a certain amount. In 2023, I found myself applying for a job. I do not feel like I am above jobs. I do not feel like I am above anything, and I don't feel like anyone else should be. Now, you know, nothing that Auntie Tab said was wrong, in my opinion. First of all, it was her opinion. So, I mean, it's her opinion. It's what she feels, right? But at the same time, though, if you're trying to work at something and it's not working, right? Nothing is wrong with going back to work just until it starts working. Some people need to go to work to even fund the business, right? Now, unless you have a business model where you don't have to buy any inventory up front, then, you know, you won't have like a lot of overhead. But just until you can find something, what's wrong with just going to get another job? Now, as for me, I be praying, baby, praying that I don't ever have to go back to anybody's job. Now, if I do, I'm going to do it. If I have to, you know, I'm going to do it. I don't think I'm above it. But I have just fallen in love with the slow mornings. And my husband works 24 on, 48 off. So when he's off and he's at home, I want to be at home with him. Let's just be honest. So that is why I push and try to get people to start their own side hustles or their own businesses. I think once people start thinking entrepreneurship, we just automatically skip to full-time entrepreneurship. And you don't have to be an entrepreneur full-time. An entrepreneur is you have a business of your own that brings you money, period. That doesn't matter if it's a full-blown corporation or if it's a side hustle that makes you money to fund your trips, to fund, you know, your Target stash. We ain't even shopping at Target no more, but some of y'all are, so that's why I said it. But you get it though. You see what I'm saying? Because I've never been a Target girl, but I'm just saying. I just know. Yeah, that's besides the point. Stay with me. Come on back. But yes, if you like to eat out and you know that, you know what I'm saying, you like to, when you do eat out, you like to eat nice meals and things like that, then nothing is wrong with starting a business for that. And then maybe it will grow to something where you don't have to work anymore. Nothing is wrong with desiring, you know, to have a business that fully, you know, funds your lifestyle. But the only thing is, I think what Auntie Tab meant was that some people just feel like they're above working. And if you feel like that, that is totally up to you. But baby, let me tell you, sometimes stuff will happen where, baby, you got to go back. For me, in 2023, like, I found myself reapplying for jobs that I didn't even, like, I was overly qualified for. And these people still wasn't calling me back. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes to some money, baby, I'm going to get some. It don't matter how. Well, hold up. Wait a minute. It does matter how. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter if it's a business or it doesn't matter if it's a job. I'm saying I'm going to get the money. That's, bring it back again. But yes, nothing is wrong with working a job. And I think that so many people are in an uproar because there are, y'all, I was looking at a statistic that said over 700,000 jobs have been displaced or lost this year. Over 700,000 jobs. Y'all, that is insane. And I always tell people to start a business because you never know. You never know when your employer is going to give you that call and say, hey, we don't need you anymore. You don't know that. You never know when the company is going to go into bankruptcy and you no longer have a position. So that is why I push entrepreneurship for people. That is why I push you to, you know, find something that is a solution for people, solution-based products. Find something that people need and that people want. If you look now, anywhere that you shop, you are seeing like these subscription-based products or these subscription-based, like the supplements. I don't know why I just had a brain fart. The supplements and just even just Amazon alone. It doesn't matter. Anything almost on there that you buy is now like subscription based. Like, people are still buying. People still want and need things. So the same way that you buy and the same way that you need stuff, people need that as well. But the only thing is, if it's not working for you, nothing is wrong with going and getting a job just for now. You can do Instacart, you can do DoorDash, you can do Lyft, you can do Uber, you can do whatever it is. You can get some independent contractor jobs just to hold you over until what you really want to do, it starts to pick up. I think a lot of times we're just not humble enough to humble ourselves and just say, hey, whatever it takes. Like, that's what we have to do. Whatever it takes, whatever it looks like, I am okay with doing that because I know what God has told me. I know what God has promised me. And whatever it looks like do it. Like, even Auntie Tal talked about how people are robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, you borrowing money from this person, borrowing it. Like, just go back to work until, you know, you are able to, like, just stand on your own. Now, granted, I understand that people are losing jobs. Absolutely. I understand that it's hard to find, you know, good jobs that pay pretty good. Yes. But do some of these independent contractor jobs just until you can get up and going, if you have to. Now, granted, this is where entrepreneurship comes in, because you can find products. You can find, you know, whether it's digital products or it's a physical product, that people want to learn from you. People want to learn how to do so many different things. As far as, like, I'm not a mom yet, but I know that moms are looking for, you know, dinners that they can cook in 30 minutes for a family of 5. You know, if you can teach women how to set up or how to organize their kids' clothes for the week. Like, it's so many different ideas and ebooks and courses and things like this that you can create. It's so many different products that people need. That is, do you know how many people it is in the world? Do you know how many people it is that are buying things daily, that are looking for things daily? Tap into some of these products that people are already buying. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to find this new product to sell. Like, go into, like, what people are already selling and get it. It's so many people in the world. It's like, it's enough to go around. And yes, I understand that the economy is changing. People's finances are changing. But one thing about it, people gonna buy what they want, they're gonna buy what they need. It just is what it is. So don't get sidetracked when it comes to your business on, like, if people are gonna buy from you, people are gonna buy this, and what the economy looks like and things of that sort. Focus on what God has told you to do. Focus on the business. Focus on the customers. Focus on the why. Focus on what you're providing. Focus on the value. And it may take time to grow. I think our first year of business, we probably did $11,000. Our second year, we went from $11,000 to about $100,000. So it happens. Like it takes time to grow. But in the meantime, be humble enough. If you have to go back to work, or if you have to, you know, find a little side hustle to just make sure some extra coins are coming in, do it. And if you are working now and you still need a side hustle, do it. Because you never know when the time is going to come where, or if the time is going to come where that layoff may be at the door. We don't know, and Lord forbid that it happens. But if it does, I want you to be prepared. And I want you to have something of yourself that is still bringing in something. I'm tired of us living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of us know that marriages, one of the main causes of divorce in marriages are finances. Imagine instead of arguing about how the light bill is going to get paid or why the light bill was late, that you had a side hustle coming in every month that paid for that light bill. That covered, you know, imagine, I've been seeing that trend on social media that say, we didn't need a divorce, deep down we didn't need a divorce, or we didn't need time apart, we really just needed a vacation. Like, what if you had a side hustle that paid for a vacation? Some people don't do things or don't go places because they can't afford it. But what if you had a side hustle or a business that could do that for you? That could accomplish whatever it is that you needed to accomplish for you. But it's okay while you're in the making of doing that or of creating that. It's okay to go back to work if you have to. I pray to God that I don't have to. I just can't see myself, somebody telling me to go what time to come in and out of lunch. I just can't see that. I pray I don't have to. But if I ever do, I'm going to do it. Because I'm humble enough to do it and believe that it won't always last. It won't always be that way. God turned that thing right on around for you. But you have to be humble and trust whatever the process is that he puts you through. Whatever process he calls you to. Whatever it is. You have to be humble enough to walk through them things. Ask me how I know. And I'm only 32 years old. It's no telling what else is, you know, he going to probably hit us with. But I believe he going to be in it with us, you know. But Lord, I pray it ain't nothing that's coming no time soon, Jesus. But yes, I love y'all. I just wanted to get on here and just kind of share a little bit about that. It is okay to work. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story and how it worked. Like, God will turn that thing around for you. Like, life's too short to work a job that you hate. It's so much other stuff out here that you can do. As far as like these independent contractor jobs, it is okay. And I'm going to tell you, like my financial advisor told us, like, don't stay on no job just for insurance. You can find something or find like a program or find like some of these like self-employed like plans for insurance. It's ways out here. Don't tell me it's not if you haven't tried. Some people have a doggone complaint for a problem for every solution. Ain't that what they say? Some people have a problem for every solution. If you want to, you'll find a way around it. If you want to, it's a way out of it. But there's no point in getting mad about how someone else feels or someone else's opinion. Like, just do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Trust God for real. And if you gotta go get you another job or go get a job, yeah. Now, I ain't saying, I know I said go get another job because that ain't what I'm saying. If you gotta go get a job because you ain't making no money and you borrow money from people, yes, go get one. But I ain't saying go get a part-time job, because we can find you a business that can bring in however much you're going to make from that part-time job, okay? Okay, but I'm going to cut this off because I said I'm going to be on here long and I've been on here a little bit too long already. I feel like I've been talking about what? Look at me trying to look over to you. I think I've been on about 30 minutes. But yes, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, again, I'm your girl, Courtney B. The B stands for brands, bands, and business, because I get right down to it. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And until next time.